When you become comfortable with uncertainty, infinite possibilities open up in your life. What do you think about that? My BFF, hello. Thank you so much for stopping by. In my sampling journey, I went to Amouage counter to get a fragrance between Guidance 46, the Extra, and Existence. Guidance 46. Why? You know that I loved Guidance. Yes, I loved it in the past. One night I wore Guidance to bed and something happened and it turned on me. I woke up in the middle of the night and I felt so uncomfortable. It felt dirty. It felt almost like wearing someone else's skin. I couldn't anymore and I had to let it go. I was hoping that in Guidance 46, that annoying, dirty aspect would vanish. I went to Amouage and I sprayed on one hand Amouage Guidance 46 and on one hand Existence. Then I said I will wait an hour. I was in Zurich airport and see how they develop. And Existence in the opening to me smelled very fresh, fruity. If you know the fruits in Romanian is corcodușe, in English is something like mirabile. It reminded me of that fruit, but not ripe, but the sour version when they are a bit green. And Guidance 46 smelled like Guidance. And I said I will wait and see how I feel about them. And I debated with myself. For some reason, I just couldn't do Guidance. I couldn't buy it again. Also in Zurich airport, they have very good prices for the Extra. I was not considering necessarily the price. It was a bit more expensive, but that was not what stopped me. What stopped me was that it reminded me of Guidance and of that time in my life. Maybe because it was a difficult time or maybe because I don't need it anymore. I don't know why. I just can't do Guidance anymore. I said I will get Existence, which I did. Yeah, I got the bottle and then it disappointed me. During my flight, it turned. It was a complete journey. And I have seen comparisons to the rose in the Lina. In the Lina, we have a happy, fluffy, fruity, feminine, optimist rose. No way. In Existence, we have a sad rose. Or at least that's what it felt like when I smelled it during my first wear. It turned into something I have not seen anyone talk about. It turned into Frederic Malle, Portrait of a Lady. And during this entire flight, I said, did I just buy sadness? Oh no, I made a mistake. I'm walking with Portrait of a Lady. I know that is a masterpiece. However, for me, it's sadness. It's like grief walking through a church with that rose, incense, ambergris. I am not opening the box and I will return it when I go back to Switzerland. They said they will have it back if I keep the box unopened. Then it transformed again. During the night, that sadness made room for fluffy, clean, musk, pretty, feminine Existence was still there even after a shower. It was pulsating, speaking to me. And that's when I knew this is a special fragrance. It's at least 3 fragrances in one, and I have been wearing it more. Yeah, I opened it. I am so happy with my purchase. It's one that takes you for a journey and it's like none other. I have been wearing it for several days now, so I can tell you my full thoughts. Aren't Amouage bottles the best? This will be my scent of the day, so maybe I can spray more. Yeah, I was afraid at first because I didn't want to offend anyone, so I was afraid wearing it in public. Now I'm not anymore. I haven't gotten any negative feedback. What about compliments, you might ask? So now I'm suffocating. I will tell you all about it. The notes. they are here on the box. And it is open, yeah. I like to keep this plastic for some reason. I am a hoarder, I keep everything. The top notes are Lily of the Valley, Rose, heart notes, frankincense, mystical, labdanum, and in the base we have ambergris swirling with white musk and benzoin. It says it's an expression of the serenity of endless. Existence is based around the heartbreaking note of Lily of the Valley. Delicate and fragile, it is also possessed of remarkable expansiveness, thanks to the addition of frankincense. As the scent develops, an aldehyde facet enhances the impression of pristine whiteness, while rose adds living, breathing physicality. In the base, benzoin connects the landscape to the complex reality of the earth. Bright, sincere, and emotive, existence conveys the incomprehensible vastness of the infinite, with all of its life-affirming optimism. Blah blah. No, I like that. I like the infinite. So what it smells like, let me tell you the story behind this fragrance. You are hiking and you hike, and you go through all this effort and you reach the top of the mountain. And when you reach the top, you smell the trees, juniper trees. You look around you expecting to see the most beautiful, breathtaking landscape, but instead you don't see anything. All that effort for nothing. You are surrounded by clouds, by mist, white, fluffy clouds. But it's not nothing. This is the reward. And at the same time, you are connected to the earth. You feel grounded. You don't need anything else. And this is actually the story that inspired existence. It was shared by Amouage, creative director. He was inspired by his hike on Jebel Shams, the highest mountain in Oman. And that's what he experienced. And he gave this brief to Quentin Bish, and existence was born. So I have seen reviews saying it smells like an old lady, it smells like soap, it smells even like death. The emotion that is being captured by existence, for me, it's an emotion that is not pretty, at least it's not for the entire journey, and it comes in layers, and it is trust. Trust means taking the next step, even when you have doubt, even through the fog, even when it's not pretty. And when you do that, then something incredible happens. And it's not something that you feel once and then you are done. It's a path, one that includes doubt, hesitation, even regret. Some even call it surrender. I don't like that term surrender. I prefer the term trust. Trust in yourself, in the universe, and trusting that whatever is going on in your life, something good is on the other side. It reminds me of that book, The Surrender Experiment. If you have read it, the author says how all the amazing things in his life happened because he said yes to everything that showed up. And he managed to become a super successful person, of course. At a certain point, he decided to stop continuing his studies and he had to take the final exam. But he said he will go. What he did, he was doing yoga and he said he will open the book in 6 different spots. And guess what? At the exam, he got one of those 6 subjects. I wanted to share that with my boyfriend so we can laugh about it because he's much more logical than me and he doesn't believe in any manifestation, weirder things that I believe in. And I told him, and he said, you know what I did at the final exam after high school in Romania, which is super important. I only knew one subject at the Romanian language. When you have the language exam, the oral one, you have to pick a note with your subject. He picked one. It was a subject that he didn't know. And the teacher said, no, there is another kid in this room with the same subject. You pick another note. And he picked it, and it was exactly the single subject that he knew for the exam. And that was his surrender experiment. I wasn't expecting that. So when you have trust and when you believe, then the universe, you yourself, everything works in your favor. And now going back to existence, I have been wearing it for this entire week. It is super hot in Romania, and in the beginning I was afraid. I wore it also going to change my ID, and I didn't get any negative comments. I was afraid of that because it is pretty special. Nothing smells like this. And I don't get the lily of the valley. I still get that fruity opening with musk and soap. In the dry down, I don't get portrait of a lady anymore. I get some kind of rose jam. I'm familiar with rose jam because my grandma used to cook rose jam. And then in the deep dry down, it lasts forever. It's musky, clean, pretty, fluffy. Did I get any compliments? No, no, but I can smell it around me and probably people are intrigued. I asked my sister when I wore it if she can smell it, and she said she can smell a perfume. I was happy she was not offended by it. I don't know why. That's not a very good advertisement. This is not mass appealing, not at all. And if you get it, great. If it works on your skin, don't blind by it. This is a journey. It actually disappointed me until it didn't. I also think that if we have trust, we can conquer anything in this life. Trust or surrender, what's your preferred terminology? Meaning going with the flow and stop resisting what is. If we have a situation where we are not comfortable, we can either extract ourselves from the situation, change it if we can, or accept it and trust that we will be okay no matter what. I think trust is even better than hope. It reminds me of that TV show, The Sandman, when he was battling Lucifer. They were having a battle like kids. I am fire, I am water. Lucifer said, I am the destruction of the universe. And then Dream said, I am hope, as if hope is the final thing. Nothing else can beat hope. But trust is even more than hope. Hope is hoping that something external will come and save you, while trust, especially in yourself, is more grounded. Existence was supposed to send this feeling of being grounded, connected to the earth. Yeah, I am a sucker for their marketing blurb. I get it. Yeah, I really do. I will wear it now. I will meet my friends. And if I get a compliment, I will report back to you, maybe in the video description, or I will make an update to this video. Let me know also what's your scent of the day and how does it make you feel. Hi. So I'm back and I did receive 2 comments. One of my friends asked me if I smell like her perfume. At the beginning, I didn't know what she meant, and her perfume was Armani Privé Blanc Cogan. That's also white, musky, beautiful, feminine. So now I totally get that. The other compliment was when we left, we hugged, and it was, you smell good as always. And yes, Amouage existence is also a compliment getter. If you care about that, I don't. Or do I? It's always nice to get comments. Yeah, it's a way of connecting with each other.